This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video I'll take a look at the latest 3-year-old division news. The next big race in this division is the Grade 1 Haskell at Monmouth at 1.125 miles on Saturday, July 19th. And I watched many of the recent workouts from Saratoga and Santa Anita, and I'm going to go over some of those now. I mentioned in my last 3-year-old news report that journalism got back to work on June 29th. Since that update, he worked 4 furlongs in 47.40 seconds, 10th best of 115 at Santa Anita on July 6th. I watched that workout. It was in company with We're in Trouble, and journalism looked good that day. And then journalism fired a 6-furlong bullet in 112 flat, best of 6 on July 12th. And he worked in company with Phosphorescence on July 12th. He started out behind that one. He finished in front of that one, and he was asked for a bit of run on the gallop out. Journalism is an efficient mover. He always looks good in his morning activities. And he will ship to Monmouth Park for the July 19th Haskell. So he will run in the Haskell next. How will all of the racing and shipping affect him? The Haskell will be his 6th start this year. He ran in all 3 Triple Crown Series races, and he has shipped from California to Kentucky to Maryland to New York, back to California, and now he is going to ship to New Jersey as the Haskell favorite. Sovereignty, as I mentioned in my last report, had a slow 4-furlong move on June 27th, 50.85 seconds, and then he picked up the pace with a half-mile breeze in 48.99, third best of 24 at Saratoga on July 4th. He worked in company with Jefferson Street on July 4th, and he got his final quarter in 24.12 seconds. He began the work a length in front of his stablemate, and he maintained that advantage throughout. Sovereignty and Jefferson Street worked together again. That was at Saratoga on July 12th. The track was good. When they came onto the track, it started to rain. It was raining heavier, so the track was good for this workout. Sovereignty does not mind moisture in the track. And the Derby and Belmont winner breezed 5 furlongs in 102.18 seconds, 5th best of 12. And the Clockers caught Sovereignty in 25.77 for the opening quarter and 3 furlongs in 37.92. And the workmates finished together with a final quarter in 24.14 seconds. And Sovereignty galloped out 6 furlongs in 115.59 and 7 furlongs in 129.56. Solid move here. And Sovereignty's going to have one more work before the Jim Dandy, and Belmont said that he will work by himself next time. He won't work in company. But I'm sure that next move is just going to be a maintenance move, an easy move. He's done all of his heavy lifting for the Jim Dandy already. Now, other horses targeting the Jim Dandy as of July 12th, Baeza, Hill Road, Plex, and Sandman. Now, Baeza on the West Coast, he's worked 4 times at Santa Anita since finishing 3rd in the Belmont Stakes. He was also 3rd in the Kentucky Derby. And he started out with an easy 4-furlong breeze on June 20th. That was his first work back. And then he had back-to-back bullet workouts on June 27th, 4 furlongs in 46.40, and July 4th, 6 furlongs in 111.20 seconds. And then on July 11th, he went 6 furlongs in 112.40, second best of 3. Now for that July 11th workout, he worked under Hector Berrios. He sat comfortably behind his workmate Fausto, and he cruised right up to that one and then right on by, and that was a good-looking move. So I really like the gallop out here as well because Fausto was running again and coming after Baeza. They pushed on Fausto. They wanted him to keep Baeza busy, and Fausto was running again after the wire. He did go past Baeza, but then Berrios gave a nudge to Baeza, and he took off again. So that was a good work. He seems to be much more professional in his workouts now. He's targeting the Jim Dandy and the Travers, and Hector Berrios will regain the mount in the Jim Dandy. And he guided him to a runner-up finish on January 4th and a maiden victory on February 14th. And then he also guided him to a runner-up finish behind Journalism in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby on April 5th. And then Flavien Prat rode Baeza in the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont. He finished 3rd in both of those races, but Prat is committed to ride Nisos for trainer Bob Baffert in the Grade 2 San Diego at Del Mar on July 26th, the same day as the Jim Dandy. I'm not going to read anything into the rider switch for Baeza. He's reuniting with his winning rider. He's training well. He seems to be on the improve. Berrios knows him well, and if you like Baeza, I would just stick with him in the Jim Dandy. Plex Your Ohio Derby winner, he breezed 4 furlongs in 47.55 seconds, third best of 80 at Saratoga. That was on July 4th. And then he worked 4 furlongs in 49.25 seconds, 46th best of 92 at Saratoga on July 11th under Irad Ortiz Jr. And on July 11th, it was a solo move, and he was getting out past the wire. And his connections are deciding between the Haskell on July 19th or the Jim Dandy on July 26th. Now, last time I did the update, I said they were leaning towards the Haskell, but now they're thinking the Jim Dandy is the better spot. He's currently training at Saratoga. The Jim Dandy would give him an extra week, and he would not have to ship out of town. And he would definitely add pace to the Jim Dandy if he runs there. Most likely he'll be the one to catch in that race. He's a New York bred colt. He's exiting a pace pressing victory in the Grade 3 Ohio Derby at a mile and an eighth, and he always finishes in the top three. He's run 8 times with 5 wins, a second, and 2 third-place finishers. Now, Gosger, he's worked 6 times at Churchill Downs since just missing and finishing second behind Journalism in the Preakness Stakes, and he most recently went 5 furlongs in 101.20, 8th best of 24, and that was on July 12th. The Grade 1 Haskell is his next scheduled start. Goal-oriented for Bob Baffert, he continues to work fast since finishing 4th in the Preakness, and that was just his 3rd lifetime start. And 4 of his last 5 workouts were bullets, including bullet works in his last 3 moves. And he had a best of 57 move in 59.20 at Santa Anita on July 11th. He worked with 2 horses, For All Mankind and Lady Chic, and that was on July 11th. He sat behind those 2. He was on the outside, and he went by powerfully. It was a visually impressive move. And on July 4th, prior to that July 11th work, he sat behind his workmate Southern Gentleman. 3 other workers were in front of them turning for home. Goal-oriented finished with plenty of energy, and he galloped out with interest, and he ran past all of those workers. And he worked solo on June 27th, and he was straight and strong that day with a nice fast bullet work. So looking at his workout history, he did have bullet workouts in just 2 of his first 22 workouts. So I'm going to take it as a very good sign that he is training fast recently. They're really tightening the screws, and Bob Baffert says he's maturing and he's really looking good heading into the Haskell. So he is expected to go next in the Haskell at Monmouth on July 19th, and Flavien Prat will ride him in the Haskell, and Bob Baffert's won the Haskell 9 times. Baffert also worked Barnes and Madaket Road. That was at Santa Anita on July 11th. Barnes went 5 furlongs in a minute. That was 8th best of 57, and Madaket Road went 4 furlongs in 48 flat, 9th best of 55. And 2 other Baffert runners had bullet workouts at Santa Anita on July 6th. Your 2-year-old champion Citizen Bull, he's been disappointing this year. He had a half-mile bullet in 46.60 seconds, best of 115, and Gaming, he blitzed 5 furlongs in 58.60, best of 93. Now, sticking with the Baffert barn for one more horse, Rodriguez worked 5 furlongs in 1 minute, 40 seconds, 9th best of 57 on July 7th. Burnham Square, he's had 3 workouts at the Skylight Training Center in Louisville, Kentucky since finishing second in the Grade 3 Matt Winn Stakes on June 8th. He went 5 furlongs in 1 minute, 20. He was the only horse to work at that distance on July 6th. Sandman, his last work was a 5 furlong bullet in 59.40. I mentioned that in my last video. That was best of 12 on July 5th at Saratoga, and he had a nice gallop out there as well. So the Jim Dandy is his next scheduled start. Hill Road for trainer Chad Brown, an easy 4 furlong move in 49.77 seconds, 57 best of 85. That was at Saratoga on July 5th. He's targeting the Jim Dandy next. Now, East Avenue, he's not going to run in the Haskell on July 19th. Then they're also not targeting the H. Allen Jerkins Memorial at 7 furlongs on August 23rd. So he's going to go in a different direction. He breezed 4 furlongs in 48.60 seconds, 34th best of 154 at Churchill Downs on July 12th. And it is possible that they may decide to target the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby on September 20th. And if that is the case, he might prep in the Ellis Park Derby on August 10th or the Smarty Jones at Parks on August 19th. And if you're interested in my full card analysis this summer, I'm covering the entire Del Mar Summer Meet, July 18th through September 7th. And I also will be offering select Saturdays from Saratoga as well. You can go to therunawayhorse.com on my shop page for my upcoming full card schedule and to purchase my full card products. And I will include a link to my shop page in the video description below. And you can pre-purchase my Del Mar analysis now for July 18th through 20th. You can get individual full cards, weekly and weekend packages, or you can get the entire meet. And I'm going to be emailing my analysis for Del Mar 1 to 2 days before race day, and I will update tickets after scratches the morning of each race day. And check out my Better Bets free picks blog at therunawayhorse.com. If you get to the Runaway Horse, at the top you're going to see Better Bets free picks. Click there. You'll get a free pick from around the country each day. Like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.